Hello again, everyone, and thank you for joining me. I first want to thank you for your input that you enjoy the audio versions better than the video, seeing that we can talk a little more in depth and in a little more length about the topics at hand. Today I have a topic that was a suggestion from a commenter that it seemed that besides the regular gaslighting, the standard gaslighting, lies, manipulation, smear campaigns, and all the other assorted bag of tricks that the narcissist has, that there is a tendency for things to just go wrong. I think the commenter mentioned some effects like pets that got sick and things that would just, break around the narcissist. And I think there's actually two different thoughts on this, and I think they're both happening simultaneously at the same time. My first thought on this, and I've experienced this firsthand, is that these things are not breaking on their own. And it appears that they are being, that there's some mysterious force. The truth of the matter is that narcissists and the sociopaths will go to any length to make you think that you are crazy. I know that sounds a bit paranoid, but if you've experienced it, they can do things around you to make you think that you are going crazy. That's actually the premise of the old, and I don't know what year it was, the 1950-something movie Gaslight, where the fellow would turn the lamps were all gas lit back in those days, and he would turn one lamp up down in the basement that would make the others flicker and make her think that she was going slightly crazy, and that was his intention. Well, with our technology now, there are a lot of things that can appear to be going wrong around the narcissist because the narcissist is, you guessed it, sabotaging the things around us, whether they are poisoning pets, poisoning you, or whether it's electronic devices, things that seem to go missing, things that seem to mysteriously break. This is it's actually it's a topic that's not covered very often, but it is something that I've experienced too, where things will just disappear or things will just break seemingly just out of the blue. And the truth of the matter is that the narcissist is, they're causing these things to happen. They're sabotaging whatever it might be, the electrical equipment that you have. Mine would actually turn a refrigerator up to the point where it wasn't working, and it just seemed like a mysterious thing to me. I didn't know why it wasn't until I looked and saw that the thermostat on the refrigerator was being turned up mysteriously to where it wouldn't work. And trust me, a ghost did not turn that up. There was only one person that was likely to have done it, and we all know that was a narcissist, or a narcissist of mine that used to be around. This is actually a very long time ago now, well over a decade. But you could very well bet that that's what was happening. Another thing that the narcissist will do is complain that things are breaking around them, so that is to keep you busy. The same one that I'm speaking of would constantly tell me that something was wrong with her car when nothing was actually wrong. So you're on this goose chase for literally no reason except for them to watch you go hunt for a problem that's not even there. For some reason, that's satisfying to a narcissist to watch you look for the mysterious issue that's not there, or to create a mysterious issue so that you are running and jumping through hoops. They're very, very sick people, folks, and this is just something that they do. Personally, I think most of us, all of us probably, including you and I and everyone that would be listening to this probably we don't have time to sabotage the things around us. We're busy trying to make things better. As I've mentioned before, I want to be a better person today than I was yesterday, and I want to be a better person tomorrow than I was today. I fail an awful lot at that, but at least it keeps me busy enough that I'm not finding very strange things to manipulate and destroy and to rig so that people around me think that there are mysterious happenings. Now, on that note, and I know what the commenter was getting at when they asked about the mysterious things that just seem to go wrong around the narcissist. And so I'm going to take it to a little more of an esoteric level. That's the common causes. I think that the narcissist is actually, they're jacking with things. They're doing things that one of the favorites that I had to experience was that they would move things around on me where I knew I put it one place and they would move it to another place. And for the longest time, I honestly thought I was going out of my mind until I realized that after the narcissist was gone, that my things suddenly did not just appear, disappear, reappear in other places around the house. So they make no mistake, this is something they do. But to go on to the next level is that I honestly believe there are people that carry a bad vibe with them. There's a video of mine about how you can just feel it when people have that negative or negativity around them. And can that cause interference with some things? Absolutely, it can. It can certainly cause interference even with the way that we think, because we are constantly receiving and broadcasting at all times. Remember the cause and effect, that it never ever takes a day off. It also doesn't have a space limitation to it. So the narcissist can have negative effects, yes, without touching things, especially if they are warped and sick enough, which many of them are, and they can have a detrimental effect around sometimes electronics, certainly things can break around them, or put pets in, in probably a less than an ideal or healthy situation. Remember, sometimes animals are more in tune with certain things than we are. So being around a narcissist, a very sick person, I think that could actually make a pet not feel well, certainly. But for the more common answer, they're jacking with you. They're doing stuff to you to make you feel like you're out of your mind. So I hope that sheds a little light on what I think happens around them. With that being said, there is something that's on my mind and has been, and this actually goes straight into that, about how the narcissist likes to mess with you and gaslight you and move things around and make you appear like you're the one that's crazy, is that the narcissist is a cruel person, and cruelty is something that comes very easily to them. Not that I can't, ride you if you, get on my bad side. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that I cannot give you my 2 cents if you more than ask for it. Yeah, I absolutely will. I'm one of those that will not lay down. If you do cause an issue, I'm well beyond taking that, and I won't do it. But it is not done, or hopefully it's not done, in a cruel manner. That is something that I try to avoid, and I think most normal people would. I don't think it takes some sort of special, superior person to not want to be cruel to people or animals, but it is especially easy for a narcissist to be cruel to those around them. What is it that drives that narcissist to be so cruel to the people around them is actually nothing more. It goes back to the same thing as control and power. You see, a narcissist is uncreative. They have no creativity in them whatsoever. They have no way of causing any effect that would be beneficial are mutually beneficial to them and others. So they rely a lot on being cruel to other people to get their way, even if that way is just to send a message of how little they think of you, which is actually backwards. They actually know that you're better than them. That's why they constantly have to put you down. Right. The narcissist will cause these things around you. Besides moving, folks' their image of you around, to the neighbors. This goes into the smear campaign now. Besides moving your image around to other people, of course it's false. They're giving inaccurate information pretty much at all times, unless it benefits them to tell the truth, which probably isn't a common occurrence with them. They're moving things around all the time, whether it's your car keys or poisoning your pet or turning your refrigerator up to a point where it doesn't work. That's just what they do. They live in their own sick little world. They are under the influence of their own problem. Say that one again. They are under the influence of their own problem, being the narcissist. So they don't even think that what they're doing, they don't think that, well, they know that it's wrong, but they think that they're justified. Let's put it that way. So the narcissist is justified in moving your world around because they think they're superior. Now that I do know. I do believe that they think that they are superior in some way because they're getting one over on you. Again, a satisfaction of hiding someone's car keys or something that's normally in one place to another, it just takes such a warped sense of a person to commit these kinds of acts. Very, very strange. But it's not strange to the narcissist. They continue to do things like that as long as they're around. My personal experience with the narcissist is there were things that would go wrong with my health and things were, and it could have been just stress as well, because the narcissist, they don't rely on any kindness to or reciprocation, as I keep saying, to get things done or to interact with other people. They really rely on a punishment system that if you don't do this, this is what's going to happen. And so they're constantly unhappy. Therefore, you are always trying to work to appease the narcissist. And of course, it never works. And so it continues to work. Because it never works, it continues to work. Because they're never happy, people like me that are slow to get the message that this person's never going to be happy, they just let you continue to, slave away. Slave away no matter what it is, or beg or grovel or whatever it takes, or whatever you think it's going to take to make one of them, or to, like I said, at the very least, to appease them. Quite frankly, it's really just trying to gain acceptance from one of these monsters. And they are not going to accept you because they can't accept themselves. They're not going to treat you like a real person because they're not real themselves. Let me tell you something. That narcissist, that persona that you see, it never existed. It doesn't exist now. It never existed, and it will never exist in the future. They're absolute phonies and frauds. Absolutely fake people. That persona isn't even real. They're not going to care about you as a person because they don't even know themselves as a person. A lot of people will tell you that a narcissist is a narcissist because they were abused and hurt as a child. And I'll say, sure, okay, a lot of us were. Why aren't you a narcissist? Right? You were probably abused as a child, probably by parental or a parental figure of some kind, or someone that was in charge, right? Why am I not a narcissist? If we've all been through hard times, what is the difference that makes us, what's the difference, right? Well, I'm not sure what the difference is, but the narcissist chooses to be a narcissist. They choose to move your things around. They choose to gaslight you, and they choose to manipulate. They also have made a choice. Look, it's actually this deep. When the narcissist chooses this path, make no mistake about it, it's 100% a choice. And you remember, I try not to take things to like a religious note on this channel. I try not to do that, but sometimes for effect, I will have to bring something into the conversation that's similar. When the narcissist chooses to behave the way they do, it's similar to selling their soul to the devil. Okay? They have chosen to override their natural, good, kind instincts for a handful of control over a few other people, and at the end of the day, they might get a few dollars or some stuff, and that's all they got. They're already lost. And they have already lost, even though I know many of us have been reeling from what they have done to us. We trusted them. We thought they were our significant others. We thought that we were married to these people. You were never married to that narcissist. You were never married to her or him. That persona doesn't exist because they sold it out a long time ago. They sold their genuine self. That is the karma. That is the cause and effect. You want a handful? You want a handful? How much money could you? Actually, I don't even know many of them that are really very wealthy, the ones that I know. But what do they actually have? I have myself. When I wake up in the morning, I'm absolutely clear, even with the problems that I have. Everybody has some problems. You might have some problems with bills, or you got to get your car fixed. You got a company. You have to fire someone or hire somebody new. You have issues. We all do. I don't know. Maybe you need to lose a couple of pounds. I know I do. These are not big problems. Once the narcissist is gone, these things they're a breeze. It is not an issue once we get rid of that monster, that black hole, that just sucks the life energy out of us. It's like a black hole. You're like throwing energy. I mean, these people can bend light. I mean, it's absolutely the depth of darkness that these people carry with them. It absolutely sucks all the happiness out of the room. Do you remember that? Because I do. I actually remember it very vividly, and how awful it was, and how grateful I am every single day that these people are no longer in my life, or at a rare occasion, very, very low contact. Cannot tell you how it is absolutely night and day. It's funny, you see, my things don't get moved around anymore. I don't feel sick anymore. I don't feel like somebody's doing something to my life all the time. When before, I intuitively knew, but I couldn't prove it. And that's a big problem, is that they have no talent except being narcissist. That is their only talent. And there's a few tricks that come along with that. And so they enjoy the chaos and the turmoil they're causing with you. But it's really hard to put your finger on someone that's like moving your keys when you've turned around. How the hell are you supposed to know if they did that? Especially when they look at you with a straight face and tell you they don't know where they're at. And this is a really minor occurrence. At least in my experience, some of these occurrences were much, much bigger. They like to be gatekeepers. They love to watch you spin. Very, very sick. Very sick. My caretakers, some people that I, at least were supposed to be, would enjoy that sort of thing, would enjoy watching me look for whatever that item was. This is from a very young age. So you get conditioned to this sort of behavior. Why they want to do that makes no sense to me. Absolutely none. Except that they want to control the people around them for the sheer sake of control. If they get something out of the deal, that's even better, and it's a bonus. If they can take something from you and tear you down in the process while making your dog sick or making your pet sick, telling the neighbors stories about you or airing your dirty laundry to someone else, that's all just a bonus for them. Because they're uncreative, cruel people. Make no mistake, they absolutely enjoy the cruelty that they dish out. You know, what's really, really worrisome and really sick about the covert narcissist is that they're not, here's the deal, they're not even honest about that. They're not even honest that they're being cruel to you. It's because they can make it look like they're being nice. They can make it, I don't even know how they do this. Sometimes they can make it look, not sometimes, pretty much it will. They can make it look like they're doing you a favor while they're doing something that's really, really sadistic and messed up. What a warped bunch of people. They're just warped. Warped in their mind, warped in their soul. If they even have a soul left, like I said, they sold their soul. If there's anything left. I don't know about you, but I wouldn't want to be the narcissist in the next life. I would not want to be one of these. The way they treat their fellow humans, and remember, it has to be somebody close. It has to be somebody close. It's not the guy at the gas station. It's not the gal at the counter at the grocery store. It's a spouse. It's a husband. It's a wife. It's a mother or a father. It's someone close to you. They have to get their digs on you first. That is what makes it so entirely disgusting the way they behave. On the other side of the narcissist, I promise you this, and I'm going to keep making this promise to you. When you finally are able to go no contact, and you finally are awakened to the nonsense that they pull, understanding that your pets aren't getting sick, you're not losing things, somebody's doing this for entertainment purposes. When you finally get on the other side of that, it's absolutely different. It's something I never knew. I mentioned that I was born into some folks like this. I never could figure out what was wrong. I just knew something was wrong. I just didn't know what it was. And if you can't put your finger on it, you can't prove it, especially when you do confront them and they deny it and they have a reason to deny. And here's a one. Why would I do that? I have heard that before from every single narcissist that I've ever known. We say, hey, such and such, you did. Why would I do that? Well, that is a real disarming question, isn't it? How am I supposed to answer why you would do something? I don't know, because you're a sick POS? I don't know. I don't know why you would do that. Such and such happened to move. I think you did it. Why would I do that? I can't tell you the countless times that I have heard that. So if they're moving things around, check it. I actually got so good at the end that you could go in, or I could go into a section of my home and tell you if something had been moved. I became hypersensitive to these things because, my mind adjusted to it. Remember, your navigation system begins to adjust to the lies, manipulation, gaslighting, smear campaigns, backstabbing, manipulation, and the other assorted things that they do. I could absolutely tell you if something was moved in the room because I became hypersensitive to it. Must have been a real barrel of laughs for these people, huh? Right? I am so glad to be away from that. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, today, and every day is night and day compared to what that used to be. Okay, so if things are getting moved around, if you don't understand what's going on, it's crazy making behavior around you, it's them. It's them. And you know what? Don't confront them because they're just going to deny it anyway. It is good to record if you can use video. I have done that. I have some excellent video of them in action. Go back and watch it once in a while in case I think I'm going to break no contact with one of them, and watch the abuse and look at their eyes. Absolute vacancy. Absolute vacancy. They don't get it. They don't even get what they're missing, but we do. The good news is that we can change. The narcissist will always be a narcissist, and boy, do they deserve it, right? Right. I want to thank you all for joining me again. I really do appreciate the comments. That is one of my favorite parts of having this channel, is seeing what y'all think. So anyhow, I hope that you enjoyed that. I hope that helps someone. and I hope to see y'all again real soon. Thanks.